really worried about it. A lot of people have been asking about George Kittle as well. And George Kittle has a hamstring injury that he was placed on IR for. People are wondering how is he going to be? He's a top 3 tight end. Is he going to be able to come back and perform at a high level? And I do think he will be able to come back around week 6 is when he's eligible to be off. And I do think he'll be back week 6, week 7. Definitely is going to be a stud in the fantasy football playoffs. Although there is a risk of having an aggravation, I think that he is definitely worth holding on to. He's my top player to hold on IR pretty much. Aside from that, people have been asking about Bowers and how his PCL injury is hindering him. His PCL injury is definitely hindering him. And the thing is that it's slowly going to get better. He will be able to recover back and play at a high level. PCL injuries, they just take a little bit of time. We're going to go through this a lot with a lot of these different players on this list because there's like 3 or 4 of them that PCL injuries. But just stand firm. I mean, he had 5 receptions for 46 yards, which, isn't Bowers, but it's still a tight end 1 production. So I would still be good with it. Then what about Ceedee Lamb? Ceedee Lamb has that high ankle sprain that he is recovering from. When are we going to expect him back? So he's already out of his boot and he's doing stretches. So that's really good news for Ceedee Lamb. And I would expect him to be back probably in about 1 to 2 weeks. I don't think he's going to come back this week, though. Nico, people have been asking about Nico Collins. He has this knee injury, and he had the same thing last week, and then he played. He had upgraded to a full practice. He had 4 receptions for 79 yards. Once again, not a Nico Collins wide receiver 1 performance, but also there were some near misses there. It's not someone that you would end up benching for that. Juwan Johnson, he didn't practice yesterday with an ankle sprain, but he did practice today, Thursday. So that tells me that he has a low ankle sprain because you can't really practice through high ankle sprains. And I would expect him to be playing later this weekend. Aside from that, we're about halfway through the list. People have been asking about Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon is not a hold. He has no timetable for return. They've said that he is not that there's a chance he misses the entire season. And I would not be holding Joe Mixon at this point in time, to be honest. Brock Purdy, unfortunately, he aggravated that turf toe. It seems like maybe he shouldn't have gone out there. Turf toes are pretty fickle. If there's a lot of inflammation, it would be questionable to put him out there. But if there wasn't inflammation, then, it would be reasonable to put him out there. We don't know. We don't have the imaging reports on it. But Brock Purdy, with him being aggravated on that turf toe, I would anticipate that he's out for at least 2 weeks. And we're going to run through a lot of the 49ers players right now. Let's go through Ricky Pearsall next. Ricky Pearsall, I already said, once I heard that PCL, I didn't think he was going to play. He already got ruled out for Thursday. I would anticipate that he's out next week as well. And even when he returns, he'll have a little bit of reduced performance with that PCL for about a week or 2, I would say. But he should be a stud. PCLs you can recover from in the same season. They just usually take anywhere from like 2 to 5 weeks. But after that, he should be good. Juwan Jennings, I think he's got a high ankle sprain. He's been very limited practicing. His entire contract depends on his performance. I'm sure he would be playing if he could, and they label it as a shoulder and an ankle injury. And usually, when you can't play through those ankle injuries or you're ruled out pretty early, it's a high ankle sprain. Jaylen Warren has a minor knee sprain, and suddenly he got ruled out on Sunday, and it was kind of interesting, but Gainwell went off. To be honest, I would expect Warren to come back, though. It seems like a mild sprain is almost always that MCL sprain or medial collateral ligament sprain. It's rare to miss more than 1 game for that, unless you're one of these other players I'm talking about next, Braelan Allen. What about Braelan Allen? Braelan Allen got knocked out, and he got put on IR for reportedly an MCL sprain. And IR doesn't usually get an MCL sprain put on. They said that he's getting second opinions. And sometimes the MCL can be associated with a meniscus injury. So that's what I'm wondering is happening there. So either way, he's going to be out for a while, to be honest. And he's a backup. So a lot of people have just been asking about him, but I would think that he is going to be back and able to be a backup after, about 4 to 5 weeks. Probably has a grade 2 MCL sprain with maybe a non-displaced meniscus tear. Jayden Daniels, we're almost done. We have 2 more players to get through. Jayden Daniels. He had a PCL sprain. He logged a full practice, so that's great. They are taking it very slow with him, as they should. He's a second-year quarterback. He's their franchise quarterback. They don't want to really go ham with him. So I'll put him at a 50% chance for suiting up this week.